Welcome everyone to the Super Metroid Any% tournament sponsored by Vi.gg. You can bet on these runners to !bet in the chat if you are of legal age and an illegal country or residence. We got ElminsterRTA versus Typewell. Ready to go, and so is Typewell. We are getting into the race. We get a cutscene from Elmster. Didn't have his file set up correctly. I think is that a restart? I am not sure. That's like a 2-minute cutscene, so a big rip. So we're already off to a super hot fire start. Typewell going through Series Station. Elmster learning about Metroid 1 here. And we're gonna see her in this game. We're gonna see a baby Metroid. We're gonna learn about the baby Metroid on Elmster's stream here. Is that Yeah, they're gonna restart. They're willing to restart. It's basically timing doesn't include the cutscene in this category, or really any category in Super Metroid. So, Typewell being a good sport, willing to restart. Otherwise, we'd have like a 2-minute difference right off the bat. It would not be good. Just an entertaining. We're just. I think Elminster might have been trolling. It's all good. Kappa. And they're both ready, so we're gonna do another countdown. As soon as Elmster is ready, it looks like he's got his timer reset. But we have to learn first. We got to learn about the scientists' findings here. They were astounding. Surprise, surprise. Metroids can be harnessed for the good of the world. I wonder what happens next. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt. But I had hardly gone beyond the asteroid when I picked up a distress signal. The station was under attack. No way! And that's where Super Metroid begins. And I think as soon as he enters series here, and Typo's we're gonna have them synced up. It won't be an issue. And unless he's gonna save, or he's just gonna reset and he's gonna go from the file select. All right, so now that everyone knows the backstory of Super Metroid Any%, or well, Super Metroid and as a whole, he's got his file copied. He's ready to go. All right, take 2. Super Metroid Any% tournament sponsored by Vi.gg. Here we go. ElminsterRTA versus Typewell. I actually have no idea what route the runners are going to do. So this is gonna be fun. We'll keep an eye on each runner as they go to the red tower. They might go up for new route. They might go down for old route. They might go to Kraid first. They might go to Ridley first. But what we do know is they're going to series first. So series station. It's a station. It's kind of like a little tutorial area. It teaches you how to do the movement. It's pretty cool. And the best way to fight it is to let it win, because it just it doesn't have time to fight. It if you get your health low enough, you take hits from Ridley's tail. It's the quickest way to damage yourself. It's not the part of Super Metroid that a lot of people love, unless you enjoy shooting Ridley 100 times and fighting him the normal way. But there is a cool aspect of Series Station, and it's the in-game timer on the escape. So we're gonna see, who gets the faster escape, because really that's all that matters. Whoever gets the faster escape, Series Station, really moves on to the next round. It's the rest of the race is just hogwash. But it is nice to have the series advantage. A little bit controlled by the doesn't do any damage, but it does do damage to your time. Whoa, with a nice little splice. There he goes. There we go. So a bit of a lead here. Typewell with a 39. It could have been better, could have been worse though. Could have failed to escape, could have blown up and gotten a game over. Don't usually see it, but it can happen. So Elmster a little bit ahead here, getting to planet Zebus first, where the majority of the game will take place. See what we had to sync their timers. That's what's going on. Make sure they're synced. We want to make sure that in case it's a close one, we want to make sure we have an apparent winner that's correct. Of course, all races will be retimed if they are deemed necessary. So welcome to Planet Zebus, everyone. It's rainy. It's kind of eerie. The last time we were here, the planet exploded. It's kind of in ruins. So we know something's gonna happen. But what we don't know is what else awaits us. So neither runner electing to do the moonfall. I don't know if they actually have moonwalk. So basically, the moonwalk, it allows you to walk backwards, and if you walk backwards off a ledge using the moonwalk, you can actually fall at an uncapped speed, and it's one of the fastest strats that's been discovered recently. But neither runner electing to go with the moonwalk. It is kind of weird if you're not used to having the moonwalk on to like turn it on, because it can totally wreck with your controls. Like you'll be trying to like turn around and Samus will be like, hee hee hee. Just getting the morphing ball, very underrated. Like you wouldn't even be able to get down to these first missiles like fast. Like you could get down there without the morphing ball, but like you can't get in the door without the morphing. So missile packs, they give you some firepower. We're gonna get 4 missile tanks most likely this run. You only need 3 missile tanks, but we're gonna get 4 because Mother Brain 1 can kind of be a little bit of a troubling point. If you miss one shot, then you're kind of out of luck if you only have 3 missile tank. So definitely not something you want to have to worry about in a race setting. Plus, there's a really easy one to pick up. That's you just walk through it. It's kind of right there. So we got the climb here. Elmster going to the right side climb, the traditional climb. You do some wall jumps. You shoot some pirates. If you fail, then you have to shoot another pirate. It's kind of hard. Typewell trying to do the behemoth climb here, involving some spin jumps and ledge grabs. Screw up, you can also fall, but thankfully the platforms, in case you are wondering, both methods of climb are actually they don't save any time over each other. It just depends on how well you execute, and perfect execution of both would be it's the same, it's the same time. So it's all runner preference. I call it the behemoth climb is because the runner that popularized it, his name's Behemoth, and he actually has the world record in this category at 41:18. Dude. All right, so first, actual boss fight where you can, really die. It's the bomb trees. So we're gonna try to overload the damage on the bomb Torizo to skip a cutscene of the head exploding. You just have to do damage in a certain way. I think it's like 4 or 5 regular shots and then like 4 or 5 missiles in sequence. Both runners, I believe, got it. It's not too hard to do if you're paying attention, but it's one of those things that it's not uncommon in races to see a decapitated bomb Torizo. So nice Alcatraz on one side, and Typo saving it. What a legend. So both runners are going to be coming to the terminal. It is named so because we'll be back to this room later on. In fact, we come back right towards the end of the run. This is kind of the way we get to the final area. Not sure what, if they want to kill or if they want to just go fast. It appears that Typo is just going to take the damage. That's a good sign of is going to be doing the classic route because health really isn't an issue. But Elmster going with the missile missiling the enemies. Preserving health is a good sign of the new route, which is about 2 minutes faster if executed perfectly, but very risky. You know, even if they're doing different routes, we don't really know who's in the lead because either one could die at any point. So that trick that both runners just did to get past those gates is called a mock ball. Basically, you preserve the running speed of Samus by like rolling into a ball with certain inputs. You kind of just press forward at the right time, and basically that allows you to get through there. You normally need speed booster, so we get super missiles early, which kind of breaks the game a little bit. You can skip a whole entire boss fight. Rest in peace, Spore Spawn. Yeah, Spore Spawn, kind of a meme. Category dedicated to himself, but it's kind of a meme category. So up their second missile tank, and one of my favorite items in the entire game. Very underrated. Like, if you're doing a rando, I know I say this every time I commentate. I probably sound like a broken record, but without the charge beam, it's impossible. You know, especially when you don't, you know, in any percent when you don't have missiles for Mother Brain 2, you need that charge beam. There's no way you'd have to collect almost all the missiles in the game. Yeah, it's kind of one of those items that, you know, there's so many cool uses of it. You're gonna see both runners try to. Ooh, very nice. Typo did it a little bit more optimally, basically by taking damage and holding A and B and then pressing the direction opposite in which you want to go. You can get a damage boost, and it'll send Samus flying indefinitely until you either end the input string or basically hit a wall or something. As I predicted with the earlier strats in the pirate room, Elmster going for new route, really struggling with this hero shot. It's kind of hard. It's one of those things that if you're a casual player, you often attempt, but you know it usually takes 2 hours. But Elmster getting it though, is a little bit of time lost there. It's definitely, you know, not good for his health. But Typo going down to old route. Going to Kraid first. Ooh, nice triple supers there. Samus and just flying right through. That's a really cool old strat. When I say old route, I mean the new route's not new either, but it's technically the classic route. It's the you go to Kraid, you go to Phantoon, and then Dragon, then Ridley. But Elmster's probably gonna be definitely doing Phantoon first. We don't know if Kraid is the safer bet in a race just for E-Tank, but in the Varia suit, we shall see. Actually, the Varia suit doesn't make a difference because you have Gravity suit. Commentator, you know, kind of he knows everything, but he really doesn't. It's a complicated game, you know. It's a very technical game, but a very beautiful game. And Typo with a nice Kraid quick kill. Normally, if you don't kill Kraid that way, he will stand up and waste your time and dance like he's at the prom. But Kraid is dead. So Elmster, huge room here. First try horizontal bomb jump. That is probably the hardest trick in the game. Probably not the hardest trick in the game, but definitely a huge moment for Elmster, making up for all that lost time in the hero shot room with the red tower. Just getting through the moat first try. That is huge because Elmster, you know, you know, it's huge. It's good to have as much confidence as you can for this Phantoon fight coming up, because right now, you know, Elmster's health is really. Elmster cannot right now against Phantoon. There's no save. That's why you see Elmster going for the health there. So now get hit, I believe, twice. Yeah. Now it should be okay, but Phantoon, it's very scary. This is probably the turning point in the race. Got about a 1 minute lead, I would say. Although Typo, you know, executing classic route very, very well. So about Phantoon. Phantoon has 3 different patterns: fast, a medium, slow. And then after the pattern is done executing, then Phantoon will shoot a bunch of these fireballs that do 40 damage a pop without the Very Suit. And you have to dodge them. You have to shoot Phantoon with the missile, and then you have to get as many stutters in as you can. That's the new route strat. You don't really have any, you don't have X factors. You don't have the wave beam. Elmster is a little low on health here. Got some good drops there. Should be okay. Yes, Elmster, a little scary, but have to above 40 health most of the time, and got that clutch super missile in there. Finish the job on Phantoon. Definitely don't want to use a super missile on Phantoon unless you know it's going to kill, because otherwise Phantoon will go to the top of the room and just kind of waste your time for a long time. I think it's like 15 seconds. I honestly don't know. That's just an educated guess. Meanwhile, Typewell plowing through Northfair with 3 energy tanks. Health will not be an issue. Typewell will probably not die. At this point, Typewell's best strategy is just to go fast. Just execute these classic route techniques. A lot of cool speed booster early stuff. What's going on with Elmster's timer? Elmster on horrible pace right now. He's 83 minutes into the run. Am I seeing this correctly? He's 83 minutes into the run, and he's not even out of... he doesn't even have a gravity suit yet. Wow. Did he just flip? Okay, I'm just going to ignore that for now. Meanwhile, Typewell about to get a speed booster. And we're going to see a lot of cool strats from a Typewell with the speed booster. Elmster finishing up the attic there. Cleaning up. Pretty close to the gravity suit. Getting the gravity suit early is pretty cool. For some bosses out of order. And ultimately faster routing. But I don't know. Elmster's time. I'm sorry. That's just... Is there like a meme? I don't know. Or... Yeah, nobody... I think he's just memeing or something. I don't know. Well, I'm sure no matter what, Typo is gonna win the race at this point. About 70 minutes ahead. Anyway, Elmster getting to bowling here. This Chozo statue does not have an item for you, but does allow you to get through this room. All you gotta do is get into a ball, get into the arms of the Chozo, and he will show you the way to the gravity suit. Typewell falling down there. Gonna pick up a missile pack here. And sometimes I call them packs, but it's a little thing. It's a little thingy. You grab it, you get 5 missiles. It's pretty cool. So now the wave beam. A lot of cool X Factor strats you're gonna see probably on Phantoon, because the wave beam and the charge beam combo with power bombs, you get these cool little X Factors where you can shoot 4 beams at one time. If you do it just right, they'll come in like a cross, and they will just deal 4 charge shots worth of damage immediately. It's a really cool thing to use against bosses, especially Batwoon, because Batwoon later on you'll see this. Hopefully, both runners are going to attempt it. You can get a 1-round Batwoon, which is really nice. Passing the hurdle of Phantoon and the wrecked ship, not dead, that's a good thing. Dying, loses a lot of time. For some reason, that 8 is still there. I don't know what that was. It looked like timer was like upside down or something, but really it's just the 8 is a 1, and yeah, just the timers are synced right now. I'm pretty sure they're pretty... I really don't know though. We might need a retime, but we might not. We might not. But for now, let's just watch Elmster go all the way down to either Kraid or Ridley. Ridley is faster because you have the speed booster earlier for Kraid's lair. But doing Kraid first gives you an extra E-tank, which at this point I don't see Elmster not going for Kraid first. A little high five there. You'll see a couple high fives because they're doing different routes. They will not actually be synced until the the G4 is basically the only, you know, the final area, you know, the area before Turian. That's when they'll be synced. Otherwise, they're, you know, they're kind of doing their own things. We're gonna have a couple high fives, hopefully. We got one there that was kind of cool. It's nice to have high fives like when they're both going through the door at the same time. You know, you get to use your imagination. Are they actually high fiving? We will never know, because who knows what happens behind closed door transitions. So by opening that tube to Meridia on the run like early, it allows you to fly up on your way back. Basically, you get a nice little running jump all the way to the top of that room. Elmster going to skip Kraid, wants to save, I believe, like 8 seconds or something. You know, really not on PB pace. 87 minutes, and it's not looking good for PB. But you know, Elmster wants to show that Ridley's lair is skipping that on the way back. Apparently, I don't think I've ever seen that before. But probably did not want to go back for it. Figured, you know, quicker at this point just to get it on the way out. Also, I didn't mention the high jump boots. You just jump higher. It's you know, there's some cool things you can do, but it's pretty much, you know, self-explanatory. So yeah, there's the energy tank. I doubt Elmster would skip it, considering it. You need at least 3 to complete the game. Type well. See how the moat is so much easier? You just get the spark across. It's set up the spark, but it's a lot easier than having to do the horizontal bomb jump or the continuous wall jump, which is frame perfect and then a 2-frame window back to back. Perfect as you can get. But ask me, the continuous wall jump is actually easier than the strat that Elmster nailed first try. Typo is going to be good on health. Having Varia for this fight, it's, you know, I think it's 20 damage a pop. It's more health. It's just a matter of how fast you can kill Phantoon at this point. Elmster getting the ice beam. It's going to help right away, because by freezing these enemies, you can do a mock ball through the room. Speed to pass the first little gate there, or else you're going to get stuck. You do not want to get stuck. It loses a lot of get stuck there. I believe there's a way out. Well, I know there's a way out, but it'd be faster just to reset the room. I don't know if you can. I think the gates actually stay up. Most runners don't miss that, unfortunately. You know, fortunately, we don't get to see that happen. Ooh, nice little X Factor on Phantoon. Some cool classic route strats. I think Phantoon's ready to die. Let's see that super missile. Not risking it. Looks like missiles are a slow pattern. Phantoon just not being nice to Typo here. But dead. Now Elmster going for the speed boost. Definitely a speedy item to have, and you need it in order to do Shine Sparks. And there's a lot that are done in Ridley's Lair coming up that are, you know, huge time. Of a spark that you don't. There's a gravity jump backup that we might see actually, because the lava sparks are really hard. It saves so much time to do these. You kind of need the speed booster. It's one of those items that, you know, you can't live without. It's like the ice beam, you know. You need that ice beam for the Metroids. So I would say Elmster's maintaining the lead due to routing. We'll see this happen. We've seen this a lot in 90%. You know, the new route is just so much faster than the classic route, but at the same time, the classic route's a lot safer. So the main thing, you know, we want to keep our eye on Elmster. Does he make it through Ridley's Lair in one piece? He did not elect to go to Kraid first. He only has 2 E-tanks, and most enemies are going to be doing 50 damage a pop. 50 or 40. I know the key hunters do 50, but the big little spider thingies do I believe they do 30 or 30. Way it's and then you got the Ridley fight. It just never ends. And you lose a lot of health when you know if you go for a lava spark. If you go just another spark using the speed booster, nice little damage boost. Execution from Elminster. I've probably been saying his name wrong the entire time. My apologies. ElminsterRTA. Real-time attack. Time to see if Elminster will attack the lava boost strat. Nope, setting up for the damage boost. We're gonna see a nice little gravity jump. Basically, by pausing the game actually continues to run for a few seconds, not a few seconds, to change equips in between actions. So that's exactly how the gravity jump works. And yeah, let's see if we see a save here. Good decision by Elmster. In case you guys are wondering, sometimes my feed, freezes for a second. That's all. But I can see, I had a feeling that save was coming to do, with this big of a lead due to routing, is just, die. But we've seen it happen so much, especially in like the first round. So many deaths. So unfortunate. See Samus, have to basically explode. I don't know exactly what happens, but something. So Elmster setting up for this fast pillars. I believe it's a stutter 3 tap, which is the hardest short charge you can do. Let's see how I can explain the short charge. So basically, the way that you get a shine, or you get like the speed which you need to store a shine spark, is on certain frames. Samus's animation, there's a certain frame where the game checks, and it keeps track of like how it doesn't actually necessarily keep track of how long you've been running. It checks like how long you've been holding B on a certain frame. So by tapping B on that frame, you can actually make it so you don't have to run as far, and you can get storage for a spark. So we're gonna see that a lot, including in the Dragon fight. There's a couple different methods to do that, and the stutter 3 tap I believe is the hardest. Whew. I don't know if I got all that. But ooh, an interesting strat here. We're seeing Elmster going for the energy tank, an advance. At Ridley instead, but gonna go out of the way for this energy tank. I feel like that's kind of slow. You could just save before Ridley and get the tank in the baby Metroid's room right next to Ridley. But I'm not questioning. Sometimes energy is a good thing. So Typo, in the fishy situation, being surrounded by fish in Meridia, gonna be heading to Batwoon, en route to kill Dragon. Couple of fish. We got an eel and a fish, basically. And I don't know if you can call a Dragon a commentator trying to stretch one there. Elmster plowing through. Nothing. Even getting a little Kago through that spiky platform of doom. Typo trying to set up a short charge, and just gonna use the full speed booster. So let's see if Typo can get their quick kill here. We're gonna usually it's an audio cue, sometimes they'll run around. Excellent. Perfect Batwoon fight from Typo. Top. It's about as good of a fight as you can have. Probably the goodest fight you can have. Been doing so much commentary lately. Goodest is the only adjective I have in my vocabulary. Elminster on Ridley. Ridley's cool. Ridley actually has an AI built in. So it's the only boss, which is really cool. By doing that thing, when Ridley goes to the right, you can actually do a little spin, force Ridley to come to the left. When Ridley's to the left, you are invincible. Ridley cannot harm you in that specific spot. Typo making the way to Dragon. You know, it's really hard. You know, this is why you gotta nail your halfies, because you can fall a lot. It's a tough room. So they're definitely in the lead, because normally we see it's like close. We see both runners finishing up at the same time, and Elmster's going to be finishing up well in advance of Typewell finishing up Dragon. But still, you know, a close race. Dragon actually can you can actually die, you know, in like a second if you go for a blue suit and get chain damage. We've seen it happen to Farrell. That costs Farrell the race versus Scotty early on. So Typewell going for these short charges, little shine sparks, trying to do damage to Dragon. Plop some missiles in there, but Dragon will not die. And this is a little bit serious now, but not too serious. Getting the blue suit, not really taking too much damage with the chain damage, you know. Typewell deed is done. So what this blue suit does, you can't run with it, or else you'll lose it. But what you can do is it'll get a shine spark whenever you want. It's sort of like, but in this case, there's a condition. You know, you can't run. So there is a faster way to store a shine spark, but it's called a spike suit, which is a double frame perfect. And if you fail it, you don't have a blue suit, you don't have a spike suit. So sometimes you're greedy, sometimes you're not. It's all runner preference. Nice reverse full halfie there from Typewell. I think that was a full. Is a form of it. Space jump makes it a little easier to get. Space jump, one item will not be seen from Elminster because plasma beam, but Typewell will. The plasma beam is overpowered. It's extremely powerful. You'll see the mother brain fights. Elminster's gonna have to shoot 60 times. Typewell's only gonna have to shoot like 20. So, you know, blink and you'll miss it for Elminster. It's gonna be a little bit of Monka-esque, probably, because to stay above, it's you know, a death of a brain. Even if you save, you know, it could even this race. Any major mistakes. So Elminster has 4 E-tanks right now. E-tank. There's really no reason to have 5, but we'll see. Who knows? I've been fooled several times so far during this race. I wouldn't be surprised. So Elminster, back in regular North, was able to survive all that health, you know, really risk whatsoever, and gonna be making the way back to Kraid. You know, skipping Kraid, ended up playing it safe anyway. I don't know if I agree with the decision, but I am not in the tourney, so I have absolutely no right whatsoever to analyze decisions. But I am a commentator, so I can be a little critical, but sometimes, you know, you have to just, you know, make decisions, and, you know, sometimes you get a little, you know, you get some weird results, but yeah, Elminster's gonna be good. Elminster. If I had a nickel for every time I pronounced the name wrong, I'd probably have more money than, well, I was gonna make a reference to something, but I want to call out any rich people, so I'm gonna leave that one there. Kraid's Lair, it's pretty blah. There's really nothing here. It's just easy boss. Get the Various suit, which you actually, even though you have Gravity suit in New Route, you still need a Various suit, because only checks for Varia. Having the Gravity suit means nothing, because the Various suit is what allows the Rainbow Beam to do 3 E-tanks instead of like 6 or something. boss in that route, before G4, of course. Elminster gonna try for the quick kill, and after that, it's gonna be heading off to Meridia, and gonna be really close. Literally as far away from G4 as you can possibly be, which is why it's, you know, a little bit slower of a route, but, you know, makes up some time with a quicker Mother Brain fight, having Plasma. Typo gonna have to take the Ceiling of Shame here. I just made that up on the fly, but basically failing the mock ball way around. I guess that's not a big deal. I don't know. I always make that out to be a big deal, but it's really not. Elminster getting trolled there by the little key hunters there, and yeah, no need for that Crate E tank. Already has 4. You only need 3 technically if you're going, you know, PB or a really good. You're really scary with only 3 E tanks. So let's see what Typo's got. Probably gonna do. Oh, no, killed the enemy. Can't do a damage boost. Just gonna kind of waltz through here. Oh, of course, the space jump. I was thinking Typo was gonna do a gravity jump. Silly me. Space jump is basically the intended way to get through there. Space jump, gravity suit. So damage boost, but would have been a little faster, I think. But Elminster, there's another nickel. Another nickel for my bank, piggy bank. Elminster gonna be heading to Batwoon. Let's see if we can get that quick kill. Gonna do the little dance. There's the X Factor. 1, 2, 3. Got a nice pattern, but missed a couple of shots there. But so a little bit slower than the fight that Typo had. Probably about 8 seconds slower. So, you know, 8 seconds, you know, of that new. Shout outs to Chris. They're getting the E tank there. 5 E tanks. Really, no, not gonna die. He's full happy there. Let's see how the Dragon fight will carry out. Well, unable to get the Kegos there. The platforms of shame. Space Pirates pretty quickly. Golden Space Pirates, to be exact. We're on Elminster. Chain damage here could kill. A little goof spark there up into the ceiling. Taking some damage. We might not see it. We might not. This is a little. It's a little risky because, you know, going for blue suit here could kill. That health. Ooh, taking some more damage. It's not good. Ooh. It's getting low there. I don't think he's saved recently either. Definitely be losing some time. Death. Ooh, and being trolled by Dragon. Meanwhile, Ridley fight going pretty well. Plasma being pretty nice. And okay, Elminster getting stuck in there, but so Elminster destroying the last boss of New Route. Typo very close to destroying Ridley, the final of Classic Route. And Elminster is, however, in the lead because much closer. It's much closer to G4 in New Route. Probably about a minute and a half closer. Oh, Typo with a death on Ridley. It can happen. It's a hard game. It really is a hard game. I don't know if the Typo save kind of stuck on the game over screen. That might be GG if Elminster can just finish the race. Ouch! I did not see that coming. I was too busy focused on Elminster's fight with Dragon, almost going, that almost could have also resulted in a death. We almost had a double death, but unfortunately for Typo, one dying here. It's such a hard category. You're going through these bosses. You're supposed to have like 12 E-tanks, and you only have like 3 or 4. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Typo, I can confirm, no save. Has to go back to beginning of the game, minus series, of course. Series station, I have to do that again. So, huge shout out to Typo. Gonna play it through from Elminster. His health is really bad. Probably gonna save at the ship. And that is the unfortunate reality of Super Metroid speedrunning, especially in races. These deaths, they happen. It seems like every other race I commentate, someone dies. It's sometimes more than once. That's why I always say, the race is never over till it's over. So Typo gonna go get the morphing ball for the second time. Elminster gonna save at the ship, make sure that this touring about as well as it can possibly go. This is loser's bracket. Last thing you want to do is drop the ball with a 30-some minute lead. So I do not disagree with that decision. PB's kind of dead for Elminster. He's already on 9:03, which is like, I don't know, like Sigma 12 pace. It's not looking good for Elminster. Ooh, and there goes the timer. It's guys. So let's see if Elminster is gonna bust out any dance moves in G4. Jumps, looking good. All right, I'd like to take this moment to shout out our sponsor, Vi.gg. If you had bet on one of these runners, you could have won a lot of money if you are of legal age and in a legal country or residence. You might be in a state, this might be illegal in your state, might be legal in your country. But if it is, why not? Make a little money off these beautiful runners. Sponsored by Vi. There's this tournament, there's the Odyssey Any Percent tournament, and there's the Super Mario 64 70-star tournament, all of which you can bet on the runners. It's a really cool promotion. Exclamation point bet in the chat, and you'll have a link. And remember, you have to be of legal age. If you are not, then unfortunately you cannot bet, but you can still be part of the Vi.gg lore, What a guy. That's the way I like to for it. Typo gonna fight the bomb Torizo. Elminster plowing through some Metroid. Gotta be careful. Ammo's a little bit. Should be fine. Gonna get some ammo back for sure here. Elminster in the final Metroid room. Probably gonna make sure it gets a super here. Oh, not even. Look at these draw. I don't even know. Does he have enough? If he has enough, he might have just like the bare minimum to kill Mother Brain. Fill, of course, but can't refill on supers. Yeah, I think Yeah, 6, okay. I thought that's 5 or something. Yeah, it's Gucci. So attempting the baby skip here, and it looks good. It's very close to a soft lock, but it's all good in the hood as Elminster gets ready for the final gauntlet, the Z-Petite skip. A save here by the looks of it. Oh, nope. Yeah. So, unfortunately got really bad RNG from the Metroids. Forgot that there's a red door there. Basically, you want to open all those doors because they stay opened. You know, refill your missiles, get all 20 to, you know, kill Mother Brain 1. Mother Brain 1, unfortunately, does not take damage from charge shots. It looks like Elm has fixed the timer. The magic 8-ball has disappeared, and Elminster probably on 49 pace, 48 pace. I can never do the math in my head. It's kind of a weird category. It's like the final area of the game, it takes like a third of the run. Very strange. Maybe a fourth, I don't know. With finals coming up, you know, you gotta be more sharp than this when it comes to mathematics. Two missiles to spare. Typewell picking up the most important item in the game, the charge beam. No debate over that. However, is the spring ball. Unfortunately, we do not see the spring ball in this category, but if you ever see a rando, the spring ball is the item you gotta have. Cool things you can do with a spring ball. So plenty of health here for Elm. Gotta make sure to stay above 3 energy tanks to survive the rainbow beam. There is one attack that could wipe out all health that Elm has in one hit, and it's the catch-up. Can actually, I think, yeah, Elm can actually survive one catch-up. You know, this is the first time I've seen someone have 5 E-tanks at Mother Brain, but it paid off. This extra health has really paid off. Almost getting catch-up there, but should be pretty good. Only a couple more charge shots, and Mother Brain will get Pride Beam, as it is called. I believe it's called the Pride Beam in the community now. Yeah. Elminster on 1/2 422 pace. Running down as it goes along. Typewell back to Kraid once again. We see a nice quick kill. And the baby Metroid coming in to save Samus. Beautiful moment in gaming history. Nothing could go wrong here. The baby Metroid is just Mother Brain. I don't see anything bad happening within the next couple of seconds in this pre-rendered cutscene that everybody knows what's happening. And if you don't, well, you're gonna need a box of tissues because this baby's gonna risk its life to save Samus here, and well, I'm gonna let the scene kind of describe itself. Yeah, that Mother Brain, man, just won't die. But Mini Kraid Mini Kraid dying really easily for Type Woe. Also known as Fake Kraid. Kraid in this game, it's Fake Kraid in the first game. Because they're the same size in the first game. Gonna go for that Kraid E-Tank. Sacrifices itself into the Hyper Beam. And Samus's Pride is just, it's just all over the place, and Mother Brain just can't handle it. It's like back and forth, back and forth. ElminsterRTA, and I don't know exactly what time. It's probably like the same. They're probably staying up. So on sub 50 pace, probably gonna get a 49. Could be a solid escape though, no major mistakes. Gotta keep your eye on every little technical detail. Ooh, the diagonal spark, gotta save those frames. Spin jump through the door, use those iframes to get through the space pirates. Oh, Super Metroid, just one movement after another. It's just never ends, and it's so beautiful. It flows so beautifully for a speed game. Beat Super Metroid. Well, I'm gonna leave that to the chat to decide. Oh, a nice little backup short charge there from Elm. Sparking to the top. Didn't get the Behemoth Spark, but should still be able to nail a 48 here. Probably not gonna save the animals, Fusion runners, unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to run today. Because Fusion, there's no point because the animals aren't gonna be there to save you. Elm gonna get a nice time here. A upside down 1/2, 851. Just kidding. 48.51. Very nice time, especially for a race. Congratulations to Elminster. He will be moving on in this losers bracket. Unfortunately for Type Woe, it's the end of the line here, but you hop off one train, you get on the other. There's always another opportunity, and a lot of great gameplay from Type Woe today as well. And we are going to have a post-race interview with both runners. So, yeah, this is going to be hype. So let's see who am I going to get first here. Well, whoever hops on first, I'm ready to, pop the question here. That was a good race. I enjoyed that one. Very quality gameplay on both sides. Yo, Elm, you there? Yo, what's going on? Congratulations on the W and the 48. Very nice job.
Thanks.
How you feeling after that one?
I felt really sloppy. I haven't been playing this or practicing it much lately, so it makes sense. But if I want to survive next round, I probably need to get back to grinding.
Well, you got the opportunity. You're in the losers bracket, but you won this match. You get to go on to the next round. You get another shot to maybe drop a better time if that's what you're looking for. There's a couple of close moments we had. I was a little worried about a couple of your boss fights, but deciding, make it seem like you were about to die. But I know you had everything under control. Is that how did you feel like you were under control?
Oh, for the boss fights, yeah. The main thing I was worried about was worst room because that went poorly last time, and I was a little worried about my health going into Fantine, so I powerbombed the atomics to get some extra drops.
Yeah, you didn't have that extra E-Tank. You decided to go to Ridley first. I was kind of shocked with this decision, but I admired it. Was there any thought that you might have, like, before the race started, did you think about going to Kraid first?
I thought about it. I decided that I was gonna go to Kraid first, and my super count was really bad.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't think about it that way. I was only thinking about the health, but looks like you had everything planned out. So definitely
Yeah, it was really
GG's
on
to
them.
you. How you feeling about your round? You said you're gonna grind a little bit.
Let's see, next round. Who am I up against next round?
Commentator did come a little bit unprepared here. Let's see. I could take a guess, shot in the dark, but you're gonna be up against someone, and I know someone's gonna come. They're gonna come with their best strats.
Probably going to be against someone with the 44 or 45-ish PB is my guess. So,
I know Oats
which
one, but I don't think it's gonna be Oats.
oh yeah, okay, so he's got a 43. It's actually pretty consistent. I think he plays fairly safely, but still like does well, fairly close to his PB while doing so. So
Consistency is huge for races. Indeed. So good luck to you, Elm. Great race, and I would like to turn it over to Typewell. How are you feeling, Typewell?
I actually had somewhat of a
Oh,
decent
there you are.
pace. So I was feeling pretty good coming up to the Ridley fight, but unfortunately I got out of rhythm. And when you get out of rhythm in Ridley, you kind of lose the ability to get yourself back in that pattern that allows you to hit Ridley in a I don't know in a good orientation where you don't get hit a lot. So I got hit a few too many times, and the ending was the worst part.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's sort of the theme of Super Metroid. Any percent, you have to stay in rhythm in the boss fights in certain rooms, or it's really hard to kind of hop back on the train. I thought you were executing a lot of strats really well, especially a lot of cool classic route strats that you don't get to see a lot nowadays. But that Ridley fight, I wouldn't let that drag you down. I thought you had a pretty good race. How are you feeling other than the Ridley fight?
I think it was pretty good. I was doing things basically how I would do them normally. I had a few bad rooms there. The Dragon fight was a little iffy. The Batoon fight was actually really good. Unfortunately, the Fantoon fight didn't give me the best RNG, and I screwed up Attic. But aside from that, I was pretty happy with it. I actually had Ridley dead, but
Yeah, I thought.
unfortunately, yeah, I just screwed up trying to get grabbed. I tried something and it didn't work out properly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. That I wasn't quite sure if Ridley was dead or not, but it's just sometimes Ridley will grab you, but then he'll say nope, and then he'll try to get an extra hit on you, and that's unfortunately happened to a lot of runners a lot of times. And don't feel like you're the only one that's gotten hurt, gotten killed by Ridley in that manner. It's something that can happen.
Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
Few runners. Very good showing. Type will you'll have you'll be showing up a lot late in a lot of future. Gonna go all the way potentially. Definitely got the skills. And Elm, you will be facing uh somebody next round. I missed out on it, but next round of the losers, I believe it's losers round 2.
yeah,
Yeah,
Robotallion.
cool. Robotallion, that's the name. I almost said Robitussin. Not gonna want to face Robitussin. Cough syrup, not a good speedrunner of this game. All right, so Robotallion versus Elm gonna be in round 2. GG's both you runners, and I would like to shout out Vi.gg, our sponsor for this tournament, and the 2 others going on, Odyssey and 70 Star. You can bet on the runners of all 3 of these races. If you are of legal age and residence. So thank you, Elm and Typo, very much. This is Adam Ferrari 64, and we'll all be